What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of The Locker Room. I'm here with my man, Jordan Kahu. What's going on, brother?
What's happening, brother? How are you?
Very good, thank you. Very good. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Massive win yesterday. Titans, you know, obviously you wouldn't say a dust-up, but as a fan, a massive dust-up. What was the feeling like, you know, today and coming off the field with the boys? You've played the footy that I guess you can play.
Well, I think the good thing is we haven't kind of put that performance on the field for a long time. I think the last kind of year we probably string those kind of games together was 2015, and that was the year we made the final. So hopefully if we keep performing this way, keep teams to low-scoring games and putting points on the board, and it's pretty exciting, especially with such a young squad too. So everyone's buzzing at the moment. Obviously after a good win against the Titans, they came up to Brisbane and put a score on us up there, so we kind of owed them one, and it's good to get one back.
And that's something that I mean, even I didn't really recognise. You actually do have a really young squad, you know, outside of, you got Sammy, maybe, you know, Gillo's not even that old really, like he's 28, 29?
Yeah, 30 this year.
30 this year, so he's not, you know, he's still got a few years left in him. You got a really, really young squad, and you're still, you're sitting about 6th?
Yeah, so we're 7th now.
7th now. So, I mean, and that run into the finals is always can be big. Is that something that, you know, in relation to how young your squad is, when you play games like that, do you start saying, okay, shit, we could really put something together here kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely. You just see the potential. The thing with this year, I think all the kind of older boys have realised, you know, the hunger in the younger boys.
Yep.
And when they've come into the squad, they've really, you know, over times the younger boys come in the squad and they kind of just wait for everything else to happen. But I feel like this year they're kind of creating their own opportunities, and you've seen Katoni Staggs yesterday, what he could do in that short amount of time. You know, they're just really taking their opportunities and having a crack, and it's good to see.
It's he reminds me a lot of, like, and I know he's his own player and that, but Jack Bird, like this weird strength, so fucking strong, bro. How much does he weigh? What, 95, 94?
No, he'd be lighter than that.
Yeah, he's not that big,
He might be under 90 kilos, maybe.
Fucking hell.
But bro, he is strong. Like, he trains like that as well.
Yep.
So when he first came into the squad, like, you kind of like, bro, just chill out.
Just chill out a bit, yeah.
But like, he trains how he plays. He goes hundreds at training.
Yep.
And it shows on the field.
So that's the thing is, like, the one thing that, I guess, I don't know if it's changed, but when I was playing, the one thing you could cop, if they come to training and go 100 and then play 100, that's sweet.
Yeah.
If you come and train 100 and then you fucking don't do nothing on the field, fuck, it does my head in.
The amount of boys
you
see come and do that, it's crazy. But he's definitely not one of those guys.
It's like Webke used to do that. Webke used to come in 100%, and then obviously he'd play fucking like a maniac. So, like, you'd be like, yeah, I get it. That's why you're so good on the field, because you just...
Moose is like that as well.
Yeah, Moose. Moose.
Man,
do you call him Moose now, or Big Show? Does he still get Big Show?
No, he doesn't get Big Show at all.
Really?
Nah.
Fucking hell. You know something funny is that when I come through money game with Skirt, and like as all the older boys fucking like faded out, I was like, fucking don't say that name anymore, bro. And then when all you young boys came through, you didn't even know it.
Yeah. I didn't even know that.
Skirt, yeah, exactly. Well, Skirt. I think it's Stuart Kelly gave it to me, and then the boys ran with it, like all the older boys and that. And then, as I said, like it just like slowly faded away. So, thank God.
You played soccer or something?
Well, denim skirt, soccer. Denim. At first it was like denim jeans, and then someone was like denim hot pants. And then Stuart Kelly's like, denim skirt. And then it was just fucking skirt. And I was like, fuck, no, surely not.
Bro, the thing is with footy, you got to kind of try and act like you like the nickname. And then, because if you act like you don't like it, it's stuck.
You're done. 100%. 100%.
I got named, after one of my knees, I got real chubby.
Yep.
And Sammy gave me chubby but cute, so CBC. So all the boys were calling me CBC. Chubby but cute. And I hated it, I hated it, bro. So like it just stuck.
Yeah.
And CBC, every now and then it'll pop up. Like if I'm like, man, I'm like a bit heavy.
Yeah.
Boys were like, oh, CBC's back.
Oh.
I'm like, no.
Did the missus find out about it?
I'm not sure.
She's
real defensive with anything that happens with me. So like, if someone called me CBC, she'd be like, piss off.
Yeah, okay. It was
you're not chubby, babe.
You're just like, you're going through a bit of a phase right now.
Yeah. It's baby fat.
You're baby fat. You're like 50 years old. She's still like, baby.
Bro, she would.
It's funny because like some misses like would just smash you with it, and then some misses are real defensive.
Nah,
I'd rather
she's
defensive misses.
She's defensive as.
Okay, yeah. So you've been 3 games back from your draw. What's it been like for you personally? You know, have you felt everything's smooth. You know, sometimes you come back and it's a bit like you're a bit like, oh fuck, like not jolty, but you know what I mean. Everything's a bit different. What's it like for you?
So the first game we played Parramatta.
Yep.
I think it was probably my first run. I stepped inside Mitchell Moses and he just caught me around the head, and like I was probably. Like it was probably 20 minutes into the game. I was kind of like just, not getting into the game. Yeah. And then that happened and my jaw was sweet. So I was just like, I'm in now. And kind of since that moment, I've been sweet with it. I haven't really noticed it at all. I think about it every now and then when I'll get a whack, but it's been fine since then. Yeah, been all good.
It's just like slowly building that confidence back up.
Yeah, just finding my feet again. I missed 10 weeks and it doesn't sound like long, but
that's massive in footy, bro.
Yeah, massive. You're just getting your timing back and all that kind of stuff. You can do as much training as you want, but until you're in a game, you can't really get that feel for the game. Yeah. But yeah, I've felt like I've got that over the last couple of weeks.
And you've been playing centre?
Yeah,
centre. So that timing,
left side for the last couple of weeks, but been on the right as well.
So that timing is like, people don't realise that to get that timing back of like, especially defence, even attack, your lines, your running overs, running unders, all that stuff. It's like split-second stuff. So you need that game time to get it. Yeah. Is that something that is feeling better now?
I think attack I've been all right. Like I knew that my attack would kind of come back pretty quickly, but just the defensive decisions, like whether to stay out and centre, you got to make so many decisions off your half and what they do. And I think just getting the feel for that is kind of taking its time, probably the longest. And now that I've stayed on the left side and been working with Millie, it's been a lot easier over the last couple of weeks.
What's it like playing outside like a guy like Milford? Because like it would even be hard in attack because he's so elusive. You don't know what he's going to do.
The hardest thing is just pushing up, like sometimes you just get the ball, you think he's just going to take a lazy carry and then bang, he's made a break and then you're just chasing, trying to get up to him and it's too late. So you just got to stay on the money. It's hard because he's just so sharp and you kind of got to expect the ball when just at every time, because he can just pop it out and he's just sharp. It's pretty mean to watch. Like I know if I was a young player watching, I would have probably idolised him myself, just the way he plays. But you can kind of get stuck just watching at times because he's so good. But you got to kind of
just sitting there, you can't. What just happened? Did he just step 4 people and then throw another guy off? What is going on?
It's like that,
bro. In that 2015 season, or even in that second half of last week's game, it's just like sitting there going, "Fuck!" Like, how does a dude do that? Like,
he's a freak.
Like, you can be small and step like he's like short, but he's actually like bigger body. Yeah, you can be like small and step and be agile like that. Yeah, but you're not allowed to be strong as well. Like, do you know what I mean? Or you're not allowed to be able to ball play and kick and fucking tackle. You know what I mean?
You see him sometimes. He gets like held up in tackles, and dudes will come and try to chop him and get him to the ground, but he just stands there.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
he's a freak, absolute freak. Okay, so take us back to a young Geordie. Obviously, you were born in New Zealand. Yeah, Lower Hutt. Yeah, and specifically I don't know how to say it. Ngatu Tau Awi try.
Ngatu Tuhoi.
Tuhoi.
In Te Aotearoa, yeah. So that my grandma's Tuhoi side and my granddad's the Te Aotearoa side.
Oh, so that's 2 different put together kind of thing. Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
So some people are just one tribe, but I'm 2, yeah.
And so, you grew up there. What was it like growing up there and everything like that?
But so I grew up, I've got an older brother, Jared. It's just us 2. We played union our whole lives. We, watched it as much as we could. Loved the All Blacks like any Kiwi kid from Wellington. My dreams were always to play for the Hurricanes and hopefully play for the All Blacks. And got to high school. I was a young guy in the first 15, so I didn't play as much. I was floating in and out of the first 15 to the second 15, so I kind of wasn't achieving as much as I wanted to. There was guys my age that were playing in the first 15 and they had their position locked in, and I felt like I deserved to be there, but this wasn't the case. And there was going weeks where I just wasn't playing at all, and I was just like, man, I want to play some rugby. Like I'm 15, 16, I'm sitting on a bench and playing 5 minutes. So I was like, I got an opportunity to go and play rugby league. Played one game, loved it, and then Yeah, my coach was Johnny Lomax at the time, ex-Raiders player. He had a couple of connections with Tim Sheens in the West Tigers. And we kind of spoke to them, and they got me into a scholarship into Kibra Park.
Yeah.
Spent 2 years at Kibra Park, and then, straight to the Broncos after that.
So take us to the school you went to, was it a rugby excellent school?
Yeah.
So it's like you look back now, you're probably like, man, maybe just bide your time.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm an impatient person.
Yeah.
Real impatient and stubborn too. I wanted to play first 15. I knew I should. I believed I should be in there.
Yep.
And when I played, I felt like I played well. But it is hard because I grew up my whole life wanting to play for the All Blacks, and all the boys pretty much in the All Blacks now are all boys that I played with, and but it just didn't happen. Yeah,
it's like that. It's a double-edged sword because that's what makes you a good athlete.
Yeah,
just so I've got to get this done. I want to do this.
Yeah.
I'm passionate. I'm driven.
Yeah,
but it's also. I mean, I was literally just speaking to my partner the other day. My biggest issue with footy was I wasn't patient enough. I didn't just go, you know what, I'll just play reserve grade, wait for an injury. I was like, nah, I fucking should be in there, blah, blah. And it's the same thing with business. Especially in business, you've got to be even more patient.
Yeah.
But it's that double-edged sword because it's what kind of separates you from the guy that will just accept circumstances kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think, back then, all I wanted to do was just play. And I played sport my whole life, and I chose to just stay with rugby, and I couldn't play any other sports, and that wasn't working out. So I was like, what am I going to do? I'm not going to go and play soccer. Yeah. Not in New Zealand anyway.
No way.
And then
even Australia's bad.
Bro, so I was just like, man, I got to go play. I didn't even know the rugby league rules. I didn't know anything.
Oh, really?
Found that out last year, the bad way. But it's just, I just wanted to play.
Yeah. Far out.
Did you see that? The Bulldogs game last year?
What happened?
So union rules, if someone kicks it off and it doesn't go 10 meters, you can pick it up and run.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that, bro.
You still didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I remember seeing it, but I just didn't know that those two things were connected that you didn't know. I just thought you just made an error.
So whenever I play, I came to league and I stayed at fullback because it was the easiest transition for me. I was fullback in union, went straight to fullback in league. And so I was always at the back catching the ball, catching the dropouts.
Yeah, so you didn't even...
When I was playing centre, obviously I was right at the front. The funny thing is they done two, so they did a short dropout. James Roberts kind of let the ball roll into touch and didn't really realise that they get the ball back.
Yeah.
We got nothing happened to that. We got the ball, got another repeat set. They did another short kick out, but didn't go 10.
Yeah.
And it was just bouncing around. Everyone was watching it, and I was like,
I remember this.
Stuff this. I'm picking it up, picked it up, scored. I was like, yeah. Looked around, and all the boys are like, what are you doing? Look, arms in the air, and I was kind of like, what? Ref blowing the penalty to them. I was like, what the hell? I was like, can't you do that? I was like, I never knew that rule, eh? I'd never been in that situation. So I played rugby league from about 17 till last year, obviously, nearly eight years, and I never knew that rule.
Far out, that's cool. Because you don't talk about it at training.
Yeah,
never. It's not like, don't say to your boys, if it doesn't go 10, don't touch it.
Nah. I got sprayed too. I got
the boys sprayed. Just give it to you.
Boys, bloody... Everyone, social media, everything just got sprayed.
To your detriment too, you're such a chill dude that when it happened, I remember seeing it, you just kind of look like your face looked like you, not that you didn't care, but you weren't like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it was I'm a pretty expressive guy, so I would have been like, you would have seen my face going, what the fuck's going on? What am I getting a penalty for?
Nah,
whereas you kind of just like, oh yeah, all right, that's what it looked like, but obviously it wasn't like that.
Yeah, bro, and we ended up losing the game 10-7 too. So I was I think they went down the other end, got a repeat set, and they kind of changed the game.
Yeah, but I mean, change the game, but there's a whole other friggin' 80 minutes that got changed as well.
We scored 7 points. Which was pretty rubbish, but we found that out the hard way.
That reminds me of that other time, the Nines tournament.
Oh, bro, the drop kick, bro. That was last year too. But I got death threats from that.
Death threats,
bro. People spraying me saying that I'd like
They're multis and shit.
yeah,
And they're like bets
multis,
and that.
and that I'd you know, had money on it and stuff like that. Bro, I got the ball with like 4 or 5 seconds to go, dropped it twice, and then bang, bro. I was like, what? No one's seen the one I kicked from the sideline.
Yeah,
just
I know.
2 minutes earlier.
And like the rest of the game, like it's just that one bit. And we just like, when it happened, you're like, oh fuck. Is that something? That's something I would ask. Is like nowadays with social media, do you think of that now? Like, oh fuck, I'm gonna get smashed. Like,
Nah, bro, I was gutted, man. Like, I wanted to cry. Like when the game was over, like all the boys kind of didn't really care. They're like, bro, who cares? It's like it's nines.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. But like, I'm a real competitive person, and bro, it cut me. And just knowing that I let the boys down.
Yeah. Well,
and I was pretty embarrassed. Yeah, I was pretty embarrassed. The boys all went to the team room, had a couple drinks, and went out after that. And I just stayed in my room, just
really?
like shut up shop, just yeah.
Literally the worst. It's like,
bro,
so bad, bro.
I just wanted to like go home and see my kids and like everything be sweet.
Yeah.
But because we're in Auckland, obviously I couldn't do that. But yeah, bro, I was cut, man.
And just like sitting in your room and you can't sleep.
Bro.
Just like thinking about it.
Yeah.
Fuck,
So
don't miss that shit.
Took two hits last year.
Yeah.
But I know now to kick it on time and freaking don't touch it when it doesn't go 10. Bro, isn't that the silliest rule you've ever, like, they need to change that rule.
Yeah,
call it the
true.
Kahu rule.
The Kahu rule.
You get penalised because
they didn't kick it.
They didn't kick it far enough.
Well, I guess so let's say it doesn't go 10. I guess their argument would be you actually get better because you get a penalty. You get to kick it out or something like that.
Yeah, but if you compare it to Union, either way you get the ball back. You know?
Yeah, okay, yeah, and I know what you mean. Like, as in, like it's advantage you. So
you're getting penalized. Like it's like if someone knocked the ball on and you pick it up. Yeah. You're getting penalised. It's pretty much like a common sense rule.
Yeah.
It's just...
It's true. It's 100% true. I'd love to know their reasoning. What is it?
Yeah,
so, I don't know.
I don't know.
That's
you're
weird.
Getting penalised for their mistake.
Well, it's fucking NRL. What are you doing?
Surely.
No. Actually, that's... I'm going to try and work... Like, I'm going to Google it and that and see why they do that. Because it's a stupid rule. I remember when I first found out about it, I was like, what? Like, I get penalised?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, because soccer, till I was 17.
Yeah.
And so, like, I didn't know that shit till... I was probably 23 or 24 till I knew that shit.
Yeah.
And I think, like, it was at training, someone didn't kick a 10, and I just, like, grabbed it. And then the boys were like, bro, like, you can't grab it.
I never got that. I had to do it in the game.
Yeah.
But now I know, so...
It's a heavy price to pay,
A couple of weeks later, we were playing someone, and they didn't kick a 10, and I faked it. And like the crowd started laughing hard out, but one of the boys just blew up at me. He's like, "Did you not learn?" I was like, "Bro, I was joking." He's like, "Frick, don't joke."
I nearly had a heart attack. All right. So, what about growing up for you? Was it just normal upbringing? Did you do anything else? Were you school or what else did you do?
No, yeah. So I had a pretty good upbringing. My parents were worked really hard for what me and my brother had. We always could play sport. All fees were always looked after. They made sure everything were always places on time. And I played cricket, played soccer. Played softball. Sorry. What else did I play? Touch. Just a bit of everything, eh?
Yeah, just like an active kid.
Yeah. Just loved it. Table tennis. Yeah. Some nights. But yeah, I just love sport.
Who's better, you or Joe?
I never played him, eh?
Oh, really?
Nah.
That's weird. He used to be. Nah. He used to be one of the. I mean, he wasn't.
You know what he was good at? He was good at picking his opponents.
Yeah,
so he'd always go into it knowing he'd win. He would never play someone that was really good.
He's a Floyd Mayweather of ping pong, bro.
Bro, hard out.
He's a Floyd Mayweather of ping pong.
But yeah, if you see this, Joe, let's go.
I used to, bro. Back in the day, because it was like, I mean, it'd be similar now too, because you've got a similar squad, but be like, because they're both like. We'd have like 4 or 5 massive Australian players. Yeah. So their just egos would just be like over the fucking ping pong table. I mean, I'm sure it's the same now because you've still got internationals and everything. Yeah. But it was just so funny watching Hodjo and Barrow and they just go at it. Like, just fucking go at it.
That was part of his game plan, was to get in people's heads. And after that, all over. But like Blairy, Adam Blair was good at that.
Oh, really getting in people's heads?
Like not that great of a table tennis player, but or like
mental warfare.
Yeah, if he gets in your head, bro. He done it because we play FIFA in away games last year. Yeah, and he done that hard out.
Just getting in people's heads.
Get in their heads, talk them into like doing stuff, and so you're doing this, and then they'll do it, and see, bro, I told you you're doing that.
Bro, I remember when Larry, like, he was at Norse in like for Storm.
Yeah.
And it was like he used to have this house in Milton, bro. It was him and like Sika, I think it was Sika Manu or something. And then another Tupu. Remember Tupu, the big
Tupu.
winger? Anyway, I just remember he was exact same, bro. Just like just mad, like a mad talker.
Yeah.
And even on the field, he was like that too.
Yeah.
When it was like Clydesdales versus Norse. So when did you move to Australia? Like, when did you say, like, did your dad move with you? Like, how did that all come about?
Yeah. So I was moving over by myself. I got the scholarship. I was going to move to a homestay. And then go to school. And then the year before I was moving over, my parents split. And then my dad was pretty much like, oh, I might as well come with you now, so I can look after you, pretty much. And then my brother was like, well, you two are going, so I'll come as well.
Yep.
And then, my poor mum got left in Wellington by herself, and which was sad. Thinking about it now. And, we're real close with our mum, so it was tough on her, and I know it still kind of doesn't sit well with her that we all kind of just up and left. But I think she kind of knows now that it's kind of paid off. But we moved over to Aussie. We stayed with my nan's sister for a couple of nights, and then every now and then would because they weren't busy. I had to go to school down the coast. Would sleep in the car every now and then. But we loved it though. Like, people, if you think about it now, like if I thought about it now, I'd be like, man, why did we do that?
Yeah.
But we were just like, we'll sleep in the car next to the beach. We can just go jump on the beach in the morning, and there's our day started. But we all, like, me, dad, and my brother, we were all loving it. Like, we didn't think anything of it. Yeah,
I guess it's that family. Like, you're over in a new country.
Yeah,
you're together. The beach is just there. The weather's beautiful.
Yeah,
you're in this Australia is just so beautiful.
Yeah,
like,
hard out, bro.
So you're just sitting there as a kid going, "This is a dream."
When we first got it, we loved it.
Yeah.
But I had the best because I was on the back seat. So I had the whole back seat to myself.
Yeah.
My dad and my brother were both in the front seat.
Far out, bro. So what? You just like go to the beach, have a shower, have your kit and that, and then just boom, school.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
That's actually cool. It was mad. Yeah,
I can imagine doing that with my brother and father when I was young, and I'd be like, "This is mad."
Yeah.
Like, fucking hell,
I remember one day we were, we done it. We got out of the car, and my brother had been started training with the Bronx under 20s.
Yep.
We were walking down, and we heard this, "Hey, Jared," and then we're like looking around. And it was Lex. Lex was like, "Hey, what are you up to?" We're like, "We're just going to the beach." He's like, he was at the beach. Yeah, so Dad just got to the beach for the surf or something with his mates. And we walked past him. And
it was bloody Lexi.
Yeah,
it was a dreamboat.
Right.
Far out. That's so because he was in the 20s too at that
stage?
stage?
Yeah. So they started, it was an inaugural year of the 20s.
Yeah, 2000. So it would have been 2008.
Yeah.
Far out. So 2008, you were doing that.
Yeah.
And that was like my second year in a row.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think, bro. That's crazy to think.
Yeah.
And so, what you just remember those memories fondly, really, like good times,
bro. It was, and then we eventually got a place in Surfers, an apartment, and that was kind of like the stay for all the boys. You know, all the 20s boys would come down to the Goldie, go out, come up to our apartment, crash, then go back up to Brizzy training again. And we stayed in there for about a year, I think, and then moved into a place in Pacific Pines, and life kind of just started from there. Yeah.
Far out. That's as you said, you'd think back on it now, you'd be like, that's crazy, but I guess the memories and that you recreated, like there's no technology, there's no distractions, like it's just you and your family just chilling, doing whatever.
Yeah. And my dad, like, he'd drop me at school, drop Jared off at training, and then he was kind of just driving everywhere, looking for jobs, looking for a house, just crazy, just trying to set everything out for us.
It's just like crazy to think, like, you as a father now, the risk,
I know,
and the confidence that you would just be sweet, like, as long as you're together and he's going to go look for a job, to come to a whole new country with your two sons, and just find a way somehow, and he probably insulated you from all the hard stuff.
My dad, like, he's a real good talker. Like, like we never used to go to the supermarket with him because he'd see someone there and then we'd be there for an hour. So I think he knew, he was always confident that he'd get a job pretty quickly. And I think he found a job in the same industry, the fire safety industry, like within the first 2 weeks or something that we were here, had a job straight away. He's just like, I think he was always confident that he's going to get a job, and we kind of never doubted him because we knew he was so good with all that type of stuff.
Far out. Imagine like someone said to you, "Oh, you're going to go to New Zealand?
Yeah.
You're not going to have a job. You're going to have your 2 kids with you.
Yeah.
You'd be fucking rattled. You'd be like, oh man, I don't know what's going on. Like,
well, I know.
That's mean. That's mean how. And like, what's crazy? Like, you're sleeping in your car. You got nowhere to go, and then like what? So you would have been like 15 then?
Yes. Nah, 16.
16, and you made your debut at what? 19?
Nah, 21.
21. Oh,
because my knees.
So 21. So you're 16. So 5 years later, you're playing for the biggest franchise in the country.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if it still is, but it used to be the biggest sporting franchise in the country.
Yeah. Crazy.
Does that like blow your mind a bit sometimes?
Yeah. I think sometimes I look at how much I've been injured and all that type of things, but to be at such a good club and for them to back me every year and keep me around, I'm pretty grateful for. And yeah, it's been pretty special to stay at a club that's so powerful and so successful, and in such a short amount of time. It's our 30th year this year, and what they've done in those 30 years to build the business sides of things as well.
100%.
It's crazy.
Oh, like 100%. Like, it's not like we've been around for 100 years or whatever, 30 years. And it's funny you say about the like sticking around, like, with your injuries and stuff like that. So, like, as first graders, when you were coming through, we were like, fuck, this Geordie kid's fucking gun. You probably didn't hear all this stuff, but there was like a lot of chatter about, like, I remember we did this skill session and you just kept on right foot and step blokes, bomb, bomb, and you're playing fullback at the time.
Yeah.
And so we see, like, when we were seeing kids like that, and it was only like maybe once every 2 years or something, if they got injured, you'd be like, oh, fuck, like, they're going to brush him, or they're not going to take care of him. But for them to show that faith in you, it just shows you, like, how much they thought they saw in you, because it usually doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Usually it's like, no, sorry, mate, like.
No, I was lucky, especially back-to-back knees as well. Yeah. Like, I didn't just do one knee and I was back the following year. I done it in my first game back, so I was gone for 2 years. And one of those years was my last year, and they kept me on. So
that's
lucky
massive.
as.
So you were at Keebra, and when did you get the opportunity? So you're just playing good footy?
Yeah. So first year at Keebra, we kind of didn't really accomplish anything. We had a pretty gun side too in that age group. We lost to Palm Beach in the South Queensland final.
Yep.
And then the following year, I was made captain, and kind of just wanted to try change things up and made sure everyone was working harder. And like, to the credit of the Polynesian boys especially, some of them were waking up at 4 a.m, catching a bus to the train station from Ipswich, and then train to the Goldie, then another bus to school just to make a 7 o'clock training. Oh. And then straight into fitness.
Oh my God, at school too.
At school. So yeah, we probably the hardest working school team I've been a part of.
Yeah.
And we kind of just, the 2009 season, kind of just blowing teams away.
Yeah.
We played Palm Beach every now and then. Those would be close, and then every other team we kind of would just put away easily.
Yep.
Made the Australian final that year, won that. And then I had the option to go to Sydney or stay in Brisbane with the Broncos, and I was with my fiance at the time. Well, she's my fiance now.
Yeah.
So we were 18, and we kind of didn't want to move to Sydney and move out of home with Dad.
Yeah.
So we decided to stay in Brisbane, stay with Dad, and play for the Broncos, and that was kind of our decision.
Yeah.
We just weren't ready to move out on our own, and we'd seen so many people, move down to Sydney and struggle.
Get lost, yeah.
And I knew if for us, moving out without Dad would have been really tough.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the decision behind staying. Yeah.
It's crazy, like, how mature you were at that age just to know
Yeah.
that could happen. Whereas like a lot of kids, they see Sydney, they probably get offered a little bit more. I remember when I was coming through, you'd always get offered a little bit more at Sydney. Like they'd throw a bit
Yeah.
more cash here. It might be
Yeah.
10, 20 grand, not that much.
Yeah.
And you'd always get the warning from the older boys, like, trust me, mate, it doesn't go as far for one. And like it's hard to go down there and not get lost in it as a young man.
Yeah.
And so for you to be mature enough to be able to do that, that's fucking massive.
Yeah.
So you signed with the Broncos, and then was it 20s straight away?
Yeah, so signed with the Broncos first year 20s in 2010.
Yep.
Had an alright year. Played all over the place, fullback, centre, wing, 5'8". But yeah, we had a gun side again, probably 10 first graders.
Yeah.
We didn't even make the 8.
Didn't
Even make the 8.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then the following year, so the end of that year, I got called into first grade preseason.
Yep.
You were there.
2011?
Yeah. So I was just wanted to train my bum off.
Yeah.
Didn't want to let anyone down.
Yep.
Always try to keep up with you, but bro, you and Billy,
Yeah,
especially at the gap.
Yeah, I fucking grew up doing like cross country and shit, so that was alright. And I was way lighter than you. I was like 86, 87 kilos.
So I just try to train hard. Got a couple of opportunities in trial games.
Yep.
Played alright, and then got sent back to 20s. Played good round 1, played round 2, done my knee, and then that was kind of that season done. And
Yep.
yeah, it was
Just
all
fucking-
over. Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like, and as I said, like the funny thing is like from a first grade perspective, we were looking at Geordie. You were the one kid that we were going, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, this kid can. Like, we were even starting. People were starting, fuck. He could actually, maybe play first grade within the first 10 rounds, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just because you were just so good coming out. Because I think you might have played centre and then they put you at fullback for some training sessions or something like that. I don't know. I could be wrong, but anyway.
Yeah.
It's crazy how like footy, bro. Like you come and boom.
Bro.
First injury. How was it?
Bro, it was crazy. Well, I didn't realise how bad it was.
Yep.
I got my scans, went into the physio room, spoke to the doctor. He's like, "Oh, you've torn your ACL," and I was like, "Oh, yeah, sweet."
Yeah.
Like 4 to 6, doc. And he's like, "Nah, you're looking at the season." I was like, "What?" He's like, he's like explaining to me like this little ligament in your knee, like controls everything front to back. Movement, and without that you can't play. And he's like, I was like, what? So I was obviously upset.
Yeah.
I was a captain of the 20s team at the time too, which was like a huge honor. I was pretty proud to be the captain, and to have that all taken away from me was pretty hard. But I kind of didn't cope with it very well. I'd get to training, I'd train the house down.
Yeah.
But away from footy, I wasn't like a professional,
Yeah.
I was drinking a lot, eating bad.
You were young,
young,
uneducated
yeah,
in what it is to be a professional athlete.
And like getting paid monthly, getting these lump sums monthly.
Yeah.
So this first couple of weeks, I lived like a king.
Yep.
Trying to show the world how much money I had. Buying fresh pair of chucks every Monday. And just not kind of looking after myself.
Yeah.
I was in my relationship with my fiance was bad.
Yeah.
I treated her real bad. And then the second time round, so I done all that work. Come back the following year. First trial game, got the ball, try to step again. Exact same thing happened, same corner. I was just like, man.
Same leg?
Same leg, yeah. I remember getting on the bus after we had like a lunch, or we had like a dinner after the game. I went to the dinner and my dad said, "Do you want to come back with us?" I was like, "No, that's all right." I jumped in the bus, and I remember getting in the bus and I'm just saying to myself, like, I've done this all before. I know what I need to do training wise, but obviously I hadn't done everything off the field that I could have. So I got home. A couple of days later, my brother was here. I was like, "Bro, you want to sign up to a gym down the road?" Like, we're living on the Goldie, so I couldn't just go into the Bronx. We signed up to a gym, a 24-hour gym just down the road from my dad's place. I just I'd go to training with the Bronx. I'd get home, and then yeah, I'd go straight to the gym again.
Far, yeah.
And I was just pretty much there. Like I was real crazy with my diet.
Yeah.
I was looking at calories, and every time I had something bad to eat, I'd go to the gym, work it off, and
Oh, really?
just like looked after myself. Kind of stopped drinking as much.
Yeah.
Got to 2013, and like I kind of needed to get away from the Gold Coast life. I had lots of friends down here. Like party life was kind of every weekend, so I kind of got bored into that a lot. So I was like, we got to move up to Brisbane and just make our lives easier.
Yeah.
Close to training, and then 2013 I started my year at Wynnum, and then Hodjo hurt his hammy like round 3 or round 4, and then I made my debut then, and kind of just I ended up playing like 10 games.
Yep.
I broke my hand, broke my thumb, just everything. Like, but I was playing first grade for the first time,
good.
so it was all good.
Yeah.
And then,
so just so people are clear, like to go from doing rehab to gym at home, the amount of motivation you've got to have, because it is you get touched up in rehab. So like it's not just like he was rocking up to. It's not like just rocking up to training and they're just putting you through the paces, doing a bit of physio. You're going to training and getting touched up, getting home. And usually, like in pre-season, for example, like let's say I'm in a relationship. Usually I'm like those 2 months, you're pretty absent because you're just so wrecked every time you get home. But for you to be able to go there just shows you how much. What do you think? What was the difference? Do you think it was age that made you like you? There's two exact same injuries. You're in the exact same position in your life, in the fact that you're still on the Gold Coast, but they're two totally different attitudes. What do you think it was?
I think a lot had to do with that I hadn't played first grade yet.
Yeah.
And I think I could have looked at it one or two ways. I could have said to myself, man, that's done. Like what pretty much everyone else was thinking.
Yeah.
But again, my stubborn personality, I was like, man, I'm going to prove these people wrong.
Yeah.
So instead of going down that way and kind of just, falling into the shadows of being that gun footballer at school that could have been good.
Yeah.
I decided to go the other way, and I was just like, man, I'm going to do everything right.
Yep.
Going to make sure my diet's good. Going to like not drink as much. Not hang around the people that kind of were like in that party scene.
Yeah,
so
they can afford to be in that. Not there's anything. They just can afford to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of worked. And I was just I knew what I wanted, and my whole life had been kind of building to play professional rugby or league, and I knew that I wasn't going to give it up. And I'm just happy I didn't. Yeah,
it's funny that you say that your whole life had been building that. I try to explain that to like people that may not have been in sport. They don't realise that from the age of 4 years old, every week was towards Saturday or Sunday or Friday, whenever you're playing. Yeah, you play, and then the next week's that, and then on a broader scale, every year is another year towards like you're going to be a professional athlete. You're going to be. So if anything, like there's no like if you in your head there's no like future where you don't play first grade. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just got to happen. Yeah. And so it's exactly that scenario for you. Yeah. Do you feel like it seems like there's been two, like so at Keebra you went that first year was like average, and then you realise we need to put our heads in here. Yeah. You achieved something great. Yeah. And then you did the same thing at the Broncos. Do you feel that year at Keebra really taught you a lot about hard work and what it can get you? Yeah, I credit a lot to Keebra. Obviously building they've got that rugby league program and kind of moulding players to kind of like transition smoothly into the NRL scene. And their trainings down there are crazy. Like you see a lot of the Keebra boys come to first grade and they don't look out of place. Yeah, they look kind of first graders. But I think a lot of my life I've kind of done something's gone wrong, and then I've kind of looked at that and like, what can I do differently? Yeah. Like I've kind of trying to, move with how everything's working out. Yeah. Like I easily adapt to things. I know if I'm doing something bad, like I'm eating bad, man, this week's been bad and week, so I'll have a real good week the next week and kind of just cancel everything out. Yeah. And so do you feel that the second time when you were like healthier and like was your friendships better, your relationship better, was everything just better? Like you improved as a person as well?
Me and my fiance talk about it all the time. So like the first probably 5 years of our relationship, I was just a bad person, treated her real badly.
Yep.
And it's like the last 5 have I've just been a different person, and
Yep.
I think about it I'm like, man, what was I doing?
Yeah.
Like I used to think that stuff was cool. Like I'd probably slap myself around the head now if I seen myself doing that.
It's crazy, like, you know, you've worked on yourself and the relationship and you've got something so valuable now.
Yeah.
Whereas like, a lot of nowadays it probably wouldn't happen. You'd be like, there's so many options or whatever. You think there is, but there really isn't.
Yeah.
And it's good to hear that like there's actually a feel good story about like, you know, changing yourself and working towards something.
But you just like people get caught in that trap. They just think they need to please everyone else and think that it's cool. But the people that like in your circle, that's what you got to care about the most.
Yeah, 100%.
As you get older, you kind of realize that. But the earlier you realize that, the better.
Yeah, fucking tell me about it. Tell me about it. Okay, so you do all that rehab, and the second time you do it right, and then like you make your debut round 3 in 2000.
Yeah, round 4, I think. 2013.
Round 4, 2013. I mean, how did it happen? What was the moment like for you? Like that is a big, especially for you. It's not like you just went straight into it kind of thing.
Yeah, so we had team run. I was kind of floating in and out. Hodjo's hammy wasn't right. And then he must have went off the field and spoke to Hook. And then I was on my way home. I just got home and Hook rang me. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna play. Hodjo's not gonna risk it." I was like, "Man," he's like, "But don't tell anyone." I was like, "Oh, what do you mean?" He's like, "You can tell your parents, but don't tell anyone else."
Yeah.
I was like, "All right, sweet as." So told my mum and dad. Your mum came over for it, and then. Yeah, it's just like a blur. I remember I was marking Junior Sal and he was carving at the time.
Massive, strong as.
Carver. And then he got the ball and I missed my first tackle on him. He ran down, scored.
No
I was
way.
like, no. And I was just like, man, okay, this is what first grade's like.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be on. You got to be on from
Every
the get-go.
play,
Like, you can't just, float in and out.
Yep.
And then, it's kind of like I was probably like I was talking about with MILF. I was kind of sitting back in the young players and watching things happen instead of just owning it.
Yeah.
And as that year grew on, I kind of got better and better at owning my role and just worrying about myself rather than spectating the rest of the team.
Yeah, and then being confident enough to go, I'm going in for a hit up. I reckon that's part of what made Hodjo so good is like when he wanted to hit up, he just went and did it. He wasn't like worried about anything. You got to be a good player to be able to do that.
Yeah, because
there's obviously game plan structures. Yeah. You want to be in your center when when the ball comes out. But it's finding that fine line between like getting in there. Yeah. And he was so good at knowing when to fucking go in and take a scoot and when to stay out.
Yeah, hard out.
And it's like that balance of like knowing when to get into the game and when to be where you're supposed to be when the ball comes near. Yeah. Do you feel like that's something over the years you've slowly kind of gotten better at?
Yeah, definitely. I think like as how my body's feeling determines a lot of that as well. Yeah. If I'm obviously, like I said, with my jaw, I was kind of finding my feet in the first couple of games and then found my feet. And like every now and then I try to get an early touch and get an early tackle, and I used to kind of shy away from those things. But now, I'm definitely a lot more demanding if I want the ball.
Yeah. No, it's a fucking art. I reckon. Honestly, I reckon he's one of the best at it. Like just knowing that the flow of the game. Like I don't know. I honestly never knew how he did it. Like I would always be like wigging out. Like fuck, should I go in for one? Or fuck, what if the ball comes out? I'll get fucking. I don't know what to do. Fuck, all right, I'll just stay out here. Let Hodjo do something mad. Flick me the ball. I'll just score it right in the corner.
That right foot step after he picked the ball up. Just worked every time.
Every time. Like you knew it was coming. They
step the first marker, second marker would come in, fend.
Yep.
Then it's. I don't even know.
Yeah, like fucking just freak.
You knew it was coming.
And he just get you.
Yeah.
Boom. And he did literally no leg weights.
Bro. The worst legs. The worst legs. Never shaved. Like, if you had bad legs and you shaved them, they look half decent. Never shaved them, bro.
Honestly, I can't remember seeing him do a full squat.
Bro, nah, I've
like
never seen it either.
full depth.
There's no way.
And he's literally one of the strongest guys to ever get on a field.
Bro.
Just like, remember in like wrestling sessions? So, you know, remember the old wrestling one where you'd be in a circle?
Yeah.
And you'd have to go in and there'd be one guy in the middle?
Yeah, shark bait.
Yeah, when Hodjo was in there, because he'd get angry. Like he'd be, you know, at first he'd just be being Hodjo, just cruisy. And then someone would go hard on him and then he'd just fucking skits. And everyone would be like, oh no, now real Hodjo's out. And cunts would just be getting fucking rissoled.
Bro, it didn't matter how big you were, he'd throw you around.
100%. And there's nothing you could do.
Those long arms too.
And he just that strength from here to here.
Bro, that one training we were doing some drill. He just kept toying with me with his fend. I couldn't get it down, bro. It was pissing me off. And coach was like, Geordie, just swipe. And I was like, well, I'm trying. It just like, he'd just fake me. And then I think he was faking. And then he put one on my chest. So I was like, bro. I was like, oh, should you look after me here, please? Bro, coach is getting angry.
And the worst thing is you're just getting humiliated each time. Boom.
It was so quick, so strong too.
Just that timing. Just that boom.
He was always good on bench.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like what, 155, 1 RM or something like that?
But like 3 reps or less.
Yeah,
did more.
Doesn't like the high reps.
Nah.
Oh, and literally doesn't squat.
Yeah.
Okay, so you make your debut, and I mean, I guess what was that? Was it as... So from the outside looking in, we look at it as like this massive moment, you know, like, fuck, you finally got it.
Yeah.
Internally, was it more just like, this is a progression of what I've been working on, so this was supposed to happen?
Yeah. I just, like, I was kind of, the night before the game, I was real nervous. Like, I couldn't sleep. I was just, like, I didn't know what to do, thinking like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this, do that. Like, you know, like I'm going to go for the ball here. Just thinking about overthinking it. And then the day of the game, I kind of just chilled out and kind of just mellowed out. And I was like, sweet, this is what I've been working towards.
Yeah.
This is what I've wanted my whole life. Like, I've got to, like, I can't go in there and not perform because I'm just going to look like that guy that's like, okay, he's not first grade level. So I seemed to play all right and found a spot in the team for the rest of the year. And, I got injured a couple of times and missed a few games, but kind of cemented my spot and kind of, cruised.
And so what was it like, you know, when you started playing regular first grade up, there's honestly no better feeling than that first year because you're just on this like high of like, this is actually happening. Like I'm an NRL player. I'm playing for the Brisbane Broncos.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I've kept in my mind. Like, I remember my first year, and it was like I was high all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like just constantly happy.
Yeah.
What was it like for you?
Bro, I was the same, but still, I was a young fella, and I still kind of, expected a lot. I think I was kind of thought that because I was playing first grade, I deserved a lot of things, and I was entitled, to a lot of things, and. You see all the older boys like getting the Nike stuff, getting the sent all the boots and all that kind of stuff. You're like, man, why am I getting that? I'm like, man, like you don't deserve that. Yeah. Like think about it now, it's like you don't deserve that.
100%.
Like you played 3-4 games. Why do you think you get that? But I was in that mind frame, like, yeah, sweet, I've made it. Like,
yeah.
And then, probably the first year because I was getting injured in that, I kind of didn't really. Excel as good as I thought I was going to. Yeah. But as I've gotten older now, I've kind of realized, now I've done my time. I've still got to, maintain my performance, maintain my training habits, and just stay on top of my game.
Because it's just like you're like half a season away from it being finished.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's how quick you can end. Like another injury, better than anyone. Yeah. Another injury, done. A few bad games, you're in reserve grade and your confidence is gone. And then you play half a year in reserve grade and you don't play that well. And then some young gun comes through and he's the man. Yeah. And all of a sudden you're sitting there going, I didn't train hard enough. I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, and when you're young, you don't think like that. You think like, I deserve this. I should be here kind of thing.
Yeah. I remember we were at Corey Norman's house one time, me, Normie and Hodjo. And Normie was joking to Hodjo about Geordie's going to take your spot next year. Geordie's going to take your spot next year, like how Normie does. And Hodjo was like, nah. Like I was sitting there right there. He's like, nah. and he looked at me, he's like, you know why you'll never take it? Because you won't work as hard as me. And I always think about that now when younger boys come into the squad. I'm just like, like if they see me working hard, they're going to do the same. And I never kind of thought like when I was younger that older players would be scared of like the younger players coming in because they kind of knew like, oh no, they're not going to take my spot. But like now that I'm a bit older, like seeing these younger boys coming through, it is pretty scary. Like they're guns, and you're like, man, you need to work hard. You need to play good, otherwise they're going to take your spot.
100%. And it's what's crazy is like one of the I think he's one of the greatest centers to ever play the game. Yeah. Even him was sitting there going, I'm going to outwork you. Yeah. And when I'm on the field, I'm outworking you. And he did. He fucking did the most meters, most scoots, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And it's like Justin Hodges, like, we joke a lot and he's a bit of a larrikin and everything, but he's still a professional when it comes to like on the field, he works his ass off. Yeah. It's such an important lesson. And you don't want to miss that window of like being complacent and losing it before you realise, fuck, I should have worked a bit harder. Yeah. Okay, so that first year you get injured a few times. Second year, 2014. What was it like for you? Injured knee again for the third time?
Yeah, so I was in a trial game. I was playing 5'8". We had no 5'8", 2014, and I was just like, man, I'll put my hand up. Yep. Like I don't like. It was just I think Lockie retired a few years before. Yeah. Normie might have just left.
I think Normie left because like I think so. I think Prince came 13. Yeah. And then I think Normie was a bit like, well, I want to play first grade. Yeah. So he left.
Yeah. And then we had no 6. Yeah. So there was like Benny Barbs, Hoffy. I think, they didn't know where they wanted to play Hoffy or Barbs. And I was just like, I'll put my hand up. Mm. And then first trial, I was playing there. They brought me off with about 10 minutes to go. And then someone got hurt, so they put me back on there. And then Tarek Sims ran a line like in between me and this prop came round to try to whack him from the side and fully missed him and just went straight into the side of my leg, just smoked my knee. I was just on the ground. I was like, it feels exactly the same as how I done my knee, but obviously in contact this time. And then, so I got taken off the field, had scans a couple of days later. They told me I'd done my MCL was fully ruptured, fully gone, so I needed surgery on that. Yep. But my ACL was partially ruptured, so there was a little tear in there, but they weren't 100% sure if they needed to reconstruct that. So I didn't know whether that was getting reconstructed or not until I'd woken up from surgery. So probably the most nervous I've been for a surgery. No way. Because I was going to sleep not knowing whether my season was over or if I was playing in 8 weeks. Walk us through
the mental space. Like,
I was rattled. Normally I'm a pretty chill guy, and all the other surgeries I've been pretty calm. Yeah. But this one I was like, I was scared. Like, I remember the anesthesiast put it in. I was like, I just didn't want to go to sleep. Yeah. And then I woke up and the nurses were pushing me to the ward, and I asked them, I was like, what happened? They're like, oh, you had your knee done. I was like, yeah, but what did they do? They're like, oh, your MCL and your meniscus, they repaired that. And I was like, anything else? They're like, nah. They're like, are you sure? And they're like, nah. And I was just like, I just remember I just started crying straight away. I was so happy, and then just conked out straight away. I was just, And then I woke up again, and I was like, asked them the same question. They told me again. I was stoked.
Yeah. What if they were like, oh, we're just joking before?
Oh, bro. Sorry we missed it. Yeah, you did get your ACL done. Oh, bro.
I was just an intern. I'm actually here just doing work
experience. Yeah, bro. I would have been filthy.
Massive 1-0 forever.
Yeah, got me. So then, I was only out for 8 weeks instead of the season. Yep. I ended up playing 3 games that year. Yep. Was at Wynnum most of the year.
Did you just win it that year, Wynnum? Or was it years before that you won it? Oh, it's
12 and 13, I think I won it. Yeah. But 14 was a pretty quiet year for me. It didn't, obviously the knee. Yep. And then didn't play much first grade at all.
And so 2015 comes, and this is one of your better years, 2015?
Yeah, so Wayne, obviously Hook left in 2014, Wayne was coming.
Yep.
And all these players were leaving. I was like, damn. Like, I was just like looking at my phone, like, has he rang yet? Like, am I leaving? Like, I hadn't played any. I played 3 games in 14. It's like, there's like Benny Barber was gone, Hoffy was gone. I was like, man, I'm gone for sure.
So you're like, I'm definitely getting rushed.
Yeah. So like, just to make room for people that Wayne wanted in.
Yeah.
I was like, stuff this. I got Wayne's number off I can't remember who. I rang him myself and I was like, I'm like, I haven't met you before. My name's Geordie Kahu. Played, I think, 13 NRL games. I just wanted to know where I sit with you coming here. I just seen all these other players leaving. He's like, oh, now I've spoken to a few people. I know you work hard. I know you're committed. I know you're disciplined. So, yeah, we're happy with you and you're not going anywhere. He's like, well, what's your favourite position? I was like, oh, favourite position is fullback. Yeah. It was before they signed Darbs.
Yeah.
And I was like, he was like, oh, well, I think you know that you're not playing there. That's what he said to me. I was like, okay, yeah. He's like,
okay, sweet.
Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, well, we're getting Darius to come.
So that's
Darius will be signed.
So you didn't even know? No one knew that at that stage?
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, Darius is signed. But yeah, we'll find a spot for you. Just train hard, play well in trials, and we'll see where we can fit you.
Yeah.
And then 15 come.
Did that give you a lot of like confidence? Were you like, okay, he's keen?
I was scared. Right. I was scared. Like I was messaging my manager, like, what do I do? Like, what do I do? I was nervous and he just gave me that reassurance that if I just kept doing the same things that I've been doing, that it'll work out.
I think like you ringing him as well would have been big for him too. I think he would have liked the fact that you were like, you know what, where do I stand? Like, let's talk about this so I can know what to do kind of thing. Yeah. And so did that give you a massive confidence in the sense that like, all right, if I work my ass off here, he's going to give me a chance at something? Yeah,
and that's what I done. Trained good pre-season, and then Darb's done his Achilles that pre-season, and then he came and spoke to me. He's like, well, there's your chance now. Take it. We played Rabbitohs round 1, and they were the reigning premiers from the year before. We got dusted. I didn't play that well, still kind of finding my feet. And then he kind of spoke to me. He's like, what's happening? I was like, just probably not backing myself as much as I can. He's like, well, what's holding you back? And I was like, just my body, pretty much. And he's like, well, just do this stuff, do this really well. Don't worry about doing this. Like, I was real worried about stepping off my right knee still, because I was worried I was going to go. He's like, just don't step off your right knee. Just whenever you're running to your right, just run as hard as you can. So I started doing that. Started playing real well at fullback.
It's crazy how you can just break it down like that. It just breaks it down for you and like takes all those expectations away. Like, it's a similar situation for me and Darbs. Like, he broke it down for us, and it was just like, like just relief. All right, sweet, that's all I need to do. I'll do it for you. And is that what it felt like?
Yeah, definitely. I was just worried. Like, I think I was trying to do too much. And he kind of just said, just do these 3 things really well. And everything else should be sweet. And that's what I done for the rest of the time until Darbs was back.
And so that time, what was that like? So you extended within that time, or at the end of that season?
Nah, so the middle of that, halfway through that season, so I was playing really well, cemented, like I was in the first grade team. It was probably the only year that I was really confident that I was always going to be in the team. And then, re-signed with the Bronx for another 2 years. And obviously 15 didn't turn out the way we wanted to.
So walk us through that year. What was it like for you? This is your first like full year in first grade. You make the grand finals. You guys are looking unbeatable. What was it like? Bro,
so we just had a real good vibe. Like, even the games we lost, we're like, that's all right, we'll make it up next week. And kind of the way the season went, we were putting like 30-40 on teams here and there. Got through the finals, got the week off in the finals, which was awesome. My daughter was born in those finals, which was perfect. So we won the first finals game and got that week off, and she come week off. So I was so lucky. And then so we played Cowboys, got the week off, played Roosters, won that, and then we were headed to the GF, and just that week was just crazy. Just it feels like a blur now. You think about all the little things that happened, and GF was crazy. I remember running out. I think it was like 82,000 people.
Yeah, I was there.
And then
mental.
it was real hot. I felt like it was
really?
real hot. And I ran out of the tunnel. I was like, real hyped, just like keen, ready to go. And I see my family like on the far side of the field.
No
so
way.
like 82,000 people. And I see my family straight away. And I was just like, yeah, sweet, let's go. Yeah. And I just looked at them. I was like, yeah, sweet. And then, I was just... I can't remember much of the game. I can remember what happened, obviously, but the rest of it's just...
What's something that stands out from you for that week? Like, that whenever you grand final, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Before the game, it's probably the jersey presentations that we've done. So we kind of went to the coach and said, I want to give this person his jersey. Yeah. And people kind of had their own, and like just seeing how emotional the boys got and like giving each other like such a special jersey was probably one of the like most special moments that I can remember from that week.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, that would be emotional. Especially. Oh man. Okay, so that the moment happens, like you lose the match. Was it more heartbreaking the try or the conversion?
I don't know. I was like, because after the try, I was kind of like, yeah, sweet. It's a tough kick.
Yeah.
Like, it's a tough kick. You get to, like, this bad side too. Yeah. Like, because I'm a goal kick, I know, like, how tough that kick is on that angle.
Because it's right. He's a right footer. It's right to left, so you swing away from the...
Yeah. Yeah. And then when he missed it, I was like, sweet, let's go. We're going, like, I remember sitting down, I was like, as soon as he missed, I was like, sweet, let's go. Yeah. Went back, and then, they got that scrum. And then as soon as he kicked, I was just like, nah. I was like, nah, he didn't just get it straight away. I was just like, no way. And then I was just angry, like, I'm a real bad loser, Yeah. So I was like crying, angry as, like, they tried to give me my medal, like my runners-up medal. I was like, I don't want that. Yeah. Give it away. I was like, just angry as. I was like, man, like, hated it. Yeah. Got into the sheds. Steve Kearney was the Kiwis coach at the time. He came up to me, he's like condoling me. He's like, so I'm like, you're young, you'll experience this moment again. Yeah. He's like, but I need you to play in another couple of weeks. And I was like, what? He's like, just like winked at me and then kind of unofficially told me that I made the Kiwis. So it's kind of like a happy moment at a tough time, which was pretty good.
Needed that as well. Yeah. And I guess he's probably thinking as well, like, he doesn't want you to go off the rails now and just like, go stupid because you lost, you're all down and shit like that. Yeah. So I guess that's a good moment to be told, I reckon. Like, you always remember that,
Yeah. Yeah. So it was pretty cool, but and then debuted for the Kiwis at the end of that year. Yep. That was always special.
So what was that like?
It's probably one of the proudest moments of my career. Yep. Like obviously my debut was pretty good, but like I've always wanted to be in a black jersey. Yeah. And getting that opportunity like was pretty special, and just knowing how proud my family would have been. That was probably the most special moment. No one was there at my debut for the Kiwis, but I just knew like everyone was watching. I knew how proud they would be of me. Yeah. And just doing the haka and the anthem for the first time. The anthem probably more so. Like the haka, because you can kind of really get into it, really get
and you're
like
in that zone kind of thing. Whereas the anthem, you've got to fully experience it.
That was like I had to just stop singing all the time, because I was getting so emotional. I was just like, man, like I just remember standing up in front of the TVs doing this for all the All Blacks games, and now I'm like here.
Some kids watching you.
Yeah, and I was just like, man, this is like crazy. And I thought of my nan. Like the first person I thought of in the anthems was my nan. Yeah, I was like, man, like I knew how proud she would be of me. Yeah. And like, cause I come to league, I kind of didn't really like have to play for New Zealand, if you know what I mean. I could have chosen the Queensland route, and I just don't think my family would have like kind of been as proud as me if I went that way. Yeah.
They would have understood, but at the same time, like, you're a Kiwi, like you're a tribe and all that kind of stuff.
And I was just like, man, this is why I've done kind of everything, and just just thought of everyone who kind of had a little influence on my career.
Man, it's just like, it's crazy. Like, people see it from outside in and they see like this professional footy player, but they forget, like, you know, you're just a kid growing up. Like, you see that just as much as they see that. Like, and so, yeah, when that moment happens, I remember, like, with the Broncos, I remember running out of Suncorp. I was like, I was here a year ago watching Carmichael.
Yeah.
And watching, like, going crazy watching Carmichael, thinking these guys are crazy. Like, these are living this crazy life. And then you're literally on that field. You're one of them.
Bro, I don't want to give you a big head, but I remember the moment that I was like, man, the moment I wanted to be a Bronco, because my brother, it was 2008.
Yeah.
I was always at every Broncos home game that year because my brother was playing in the 20s. Was that game against Parramatta?
Oh, the Eels, yeah.
And that try at the end when he scored in the corner, I was like, man, that's like, I was so like pumped. I was like, man, I want to play for the Broncos so bad. Just so mean. I was just like,
that's crazy, bro. That's so crazy to think.
Such a mean try.
Oh,
but yeah, like you said, like you're watching it, and then you're like so pumped, and then you're that person.
There's someone else
later.
watching you. I mean, there's some kid watching Jordan Kahu run around,
hard out,
like having that same moment. You know, like, you know, you kick a conversion to win the game, or like, you know, whatever it is, drop goal.
Yeah.
And they have that moment too.
Yeah.
And you don't, because you're in the moment. You're not thinking about that.
Nah.
You're thinking about. Like, I just couldn't believe it happened to me. I was like, this is a childhood's dream. Like, I remember when it happened, I was like after it happened, I was like, this is...
After you spat the grass out of your mouth.
Yeah, and I had like blood all down my face. I had from that game, I had a fractured shoulder, broken nose, split lips. So Jared Hayne fractured my shoulder, split lip, and broken nose. And it was worth it. And yeah, I remember thinking, like, you know how like when you're in the backyard with your mates and like you commentate for yourself, who's down the sideline, making all the noise. I was like, this is actually like, this is
especially Lockie kicking in.
Exactly, like Lockie, the greatest ever. I think he's the greatest ever to play the game.
Bro, it's like he passed it to you. Yeah, it was like a perfect kick. It just bounced straight up.
100%. Like, like the buzzer goes and he puts it on a dime, like on a dime. Fucking crazy, so good. And he fended someone as well.
Someone.
So he had the ball in his left hand, fended someone with his right. He was running, nearly tripped over, put it in his hand, looked across, boom, all in one motion, on the dime, straight in my hands like that. Crazy, the man.
Still has some work to do too.
Well, we won't talk about that. Okay, so yeah, you played for the Kiwis, and so that was 2015. So that would have been like a bittersweet year for you. You know, you get to play for the Kiwis, but you lost the GF.
Yeah.
So 2016 rolls around. What was, you know, you played for the World All Stars. Was that would have been cool? Like?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Obviously, getting to play like with people you never kind of will play with, and you know that you won't play with again. Yeah. But yeah, so I got called into that squad late. Lockie Morano was meant to play. Yeah. But he broke his wrist at training.
Oh, okay.
And then so Wayne called me in. And then, so that week was pretty cool. And then, I just remember we just won that game. And then I had to jump on a plane that night to fly to England for the World Club Challenge to play over there.
What was that like, the World Club Challenge?
Well, it was cool, eh? Yeah. I've always, it was my first time to London. Yep. And I just love it over there, eh? Love it. It was a good trip with the boys and kind of...
Good experience kind of thing. Yeah.
Like, as you know, when you have trips like that are kind of different, like, you know, the same ones that you do, you kind of don't really get much out of. But when you go on a trip that's different to what you normally do, like going to London with a group of boys, you kind of like, you feel like you get a lot more out of it.
Yeah, 100%. No, I totally agree. And also it's like the World Club Challenge as well. Yeah. Like, just all these things that are, So 2016, you had a really good year again. Yeah. So this is like... So you've 2015 to 16, you're really hitting straps because you've got a bit of first grade on your belt. Yeah. You're confident. You don't have fucking injuries all the time. Yeah. And so like you played in the Anzac Test against Australia. Yeah. Scored 15 tries. 15 or 14?
I'm not sure.
15 tries, 42 goals. So 15 tries in 20 matches is fucking pretty good. Really good. What was that year like for you? You know, like it seems like it was a natural progression from the year before. You know.
Yeah, I was good. Like I was comfortable. Like not comfortable to the point where I wasn't willing to work hard. Yep. I was just comfortable. Like I knew what I was good at. I knew what I needed to do,
Yep.
and on and off the field, and I kind of just I was just like, I knew I backed myself like for the first time probably in those first couple of years, and I knew I was confident in my abilities. So just 15 and 16s were good. My body's like, I had little hiccup. I tore my pec in 16, which is a little setback, but I wasn't out for too long.
Yep.
And yeah, I was just like, my body was good. I was feeling good. I was playing good, and everything was kind of just working. It just felt right. Like, it just felt like finally this is what everything I've been through is kind of
settled down. And you're in a rhythm kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like with so many injuries, people just don't realize how like hard it is, especially big injuries, to just like get back into it. Like it takes, like, you do your ACL, it takes another year after that.
Yeah,
not just you don't just get back in 10 games you're playing hectic. It takes like fucking a year to get everything back again. So 16 happens, and then for that year for you personally, what was the like? Were you just like, this is a building year for what was the next goal for you? You know what I mean? Like, you'd already played for the Kiwis, you'd already been in a grand final. What was the kind of motivation?
Just every year is kind of like GF grand finals. Like, I just, every time I'm in preseason and I'm doing it tough, I always kind of sit back and kind of like, what am I here for? Like, what am I doing this for? If you don't really have a goal that you're there for, it's kind of pointless. And making the Kiwis and making the GF is always something that every year I'll try to achieve. Yep. If you're just playing first grade just to play first grade and earn the cash, then
you won't
it's a bit pointless. Yeah.
And you just won't get, when it's hard, you just won't get the motivation. It's never enough. It's just never enough. It won't be. 2017. Just like, what was that year like for you guys? Because it was like, you were there. Yeah. There, not really. Like, do you know what I mean? It was a bit of a weird.
It's a bit different. Like, we didn't kind of put teams away.
Yeah.
Like 15. Every year I try and relate back to 15, but we kind of couldn't find our flow.
Yeah.
Got to Melbourne in the semi, and like, we're kind of hopeful, but we're like, Melbourne's always kind of been that team for us.
Yeah, 100%.
And we ended up getting pumped, and it was just frustrating. Like, you know, like, we'd been working hard for so long, and to get so close to another GF, and probably like whoever wins that game, like, probably probably wins it.
Yep.
And we just didn't really. Yeah, we let in a try just before half time. It was 0-0, I think, the whole until that try. And then it kind of just, we came out at half time, and they just kind of kept coming at us, and just, we just couldn't stop them.
Yep. Okay, so what about, you know, so this year, like, where do you feel you guys are this year, you know, going forward? Like, obviously you feel like you want to win it.
Yeah.
But where do you think that, you know, where do you think you are compared to, say, 15?
I think we're thereabouts. Obviously, like, a lot of our experienced boys have kind of got injured this year.
Yeah.
We lost Gillo, we lost Lex for a period.
Yeah.
We lost Macca. And obviously Origin's always a tough period for us as our other clubs, and you can't really make that excuse. But we've kind of been a bit all over the place, and I think now that we've kind of got a team, young boys that fit so easily back into that team, we're kind of just finding our straps, and we're backing each other. And like, at the start of the season, we weren't doing that. Yeah. And we just know what works well. I think apart from the first half last week, we kind of went away from everything we've been doing. Yep. And the second half, we just went back to what we always do. Yep. And that kind of worked for us. And, you know, we have a limit on points that we try to keep teams under, and because we know if we let them over that, it's always going to be tougher to kind of rein them back in. And we didn't let the Raiders over there, and we kind of pulled them back, and we just went back to our process. But we're building to something special, and as I said earlier, it's just awesome seeing the young boys kind of stepping up and really grabbing the opportunities.
And so you personally, next 12 months happens perfectly. Where are you doing? What are you doing, and where are you sitting?
Hopefully with a ring on my finger.
Yep.
But there's a tour at the end of the year for the Kiwis.
Yep.
I went to Denver with the Kiwis, but didn't end up playing. Obviously, I've been out for 10 weeks, so I was happy to just get the phone call.
Yep.
But yeah, every year I try to get into that Kiwi squad, and hopefully off the field I've got a few things going as well, and building. I've been trying to build my brand a bit, without jumping into anything, and just hopefully I'm happy with what I've done over the last year in a year's time.